Greetings folks, welcome to take 2 of this video. This is a video that's going to be analysing my YouTube approach. Now, I've alluded to this before. I did a video for my 5 years on YouTube. It was basically a sped up Bed Wars game with a bit of talking over it, and I spoke briefly about this sort of a topic there. The video is all about, so for example, if you want to grow a YouTube channel, there are things you probably should do and things that you probably shouldn't do. Now, because the reason I say that is because there's no x plus y equals. It's not a case of if you do this and this and this and this, then you're going to get famous or you're going to grow a channel exponentially or whatever. It doesn't work like that. I'm under no illusions. I don't know. I don't have a massive channel, so I don't have experience of growing a YouTube channel. I just know that x plus y doesn't always equal what you want. But there are things that are better to do than others. And my point is, I often do things that are not so good in terms of how to grow a channel. I'm going to speak about them as briefly as possible. I've had one take of this video already and it lasted about an hour. I don't want it to last that long, so let's jump right into it. First and foremost, what you're looking at is a schedule, not a schedule, well, it is a schedule, but this is a Google Sheet. What you're looking at is how I arrange and order my YouTube videos. I started this all the way back in 2016. As you'd see up there, we're on 24th of October 2016, and the reason I started with this is because throughout 2016 I tried to do one video a day, but I was always making more videos than I was uploading, so I decided to create a schedule with 3 video slots per day and arrange my videos that way. And part of the reason for that was because 2016 was the first year I was involved in recorded rounds, so I had a lot more videos on top of my usual James's Minecraft Journal, UHC highlights, UHC moments, and then random PvP came along a bit later. So I had a lot of videos I wanted to upload, and this is how I scheduled it. And I'm basically using this as kind of a visual aid to kind of help make my points, really. I could show some other stuff, but I don't really feel like editing, to be honest. I guess just to give you a rough idea. Oh yeah, I also scheduled my RRs here for a time. I don't do this anymore. Or I stopped doing it pretty quickly, but if you scroll to the right slightly, you can see there, see if I recognise any. Well, Pocket Season 9. That will be Apocalyptic Season 3. That was probably redone, because I don't think there was an actual Pocket Season 3 until much later. Recovery Season 3. And I stopped pretty quickly. And you can see there, that's a full week, 3 videos a day. Sometimes there'd be more. I didn't record every video actually. Sometimes there'd be 5 videos a day. I just would record the other 2. Anyway, I've got a list of about 11 points. And these are things that I do or I don't do that if I did the opposite, I think I would have a better chance of growing my channel. Now, I think first and foremost, it's probably important to cover the main point. If I made a new channel, I would have a far better chance of growing an audience. That is without doubt something that I should do. I'm not sure if deleting every single video I have on my channel and starting afresh would work. It might do, it might not, but the point is, starting a new channel would probably solve all these problems right off the bat. But I'm going to avoid talking about that beyond just that wee kind of footnote there. Anyway, first main point is delete old videos. Why? Simply because a lot of them are not that interesting. A lot of them are of a very, very poor quality. Back in the day I uploaded in 480p. I actually recorded in 240p and rendered in 480p, and it looked terrible. Not gonna lie. I should probably delete those videos, because if someone finds my channel via those videos, they're gonna see those videos and think, well, channel doesn't have YouTube quality videos or quality videos at all that are worth watching. In fact, there's probably worse things like plucking your toenails out that would feel nicer than watching those videos. But, that's not for me to judge. The point is, deleting old videos means that viewers are only going to see your good videos, like your modern videos and that sort of a thing, and they'll get a better impression of it than if they look at one of your older videos that's of a really low quality. I know a lot of YouTube channels do this. The main reason I don't is because that's not the point of my channel. The point of my channel was to document, and I think if I deleted a lot of my old videos, then that is a lot of history gone. And it's not just history for me, but it's history of Minecraft in the sense, and gaming in general, in the sense that there's old servers that I used to play on that I recorded videos on, and things like that. And if I delete the videos, then that's some documentation of those servers gone, or maps or whatever else. Second point is better thumbnails. Now this goes without saying, better thumbnails are very important these days. See, the thing is, I started YouTube back in the day, back at a time when you could probably just about get away without thumbnails. In fact, when did thumbnails first come around? I'm sure they were around by 2013. But the point is, I think you were more likely to get away without thumbnails back in 2013 than now. Well, I'm recording this in 2020 if you want to know. In fact, let's just get that out of the way. What day am I recording this on? It is 21st of June 2020, week beginning. So this is like the 25th of June, I think. And I've actually uploaded that, so I can turn that to green. But the point is, in 2020, you need thumbnails on every video. And not just any old thumbnail, but you need quality thumbnails and unique thumbnails. So a lot of my video series have the same thumbnail for every single video. For example, my journal episode, James's Minecraft Journal, I have a fantastic thumbnail made by a guy called Ruben, who I used to know back in the day. He did a very good job, made me a thumbnail, and I've used it. I didn't use it at the beginning. I started using it maybe 100 episodes in or something, and I still use it to this day. It's a good thumbnail, but it's a terrible idea to use that great thumbnail in 2020 because a lot of people use unique thumbnails for every single video in order to attract the viewer to that video. So for example, instead of using the same thumbnails, episode 281 or 280, sorry, I should use a thumbnail that shows a sneak peek as to what goes on in this video. Same goes for things like my random PvP. I've got the same thumbnail there. For all my CTM series, I use the same thumbnail throughout. My Goal Light series, Goal Lights is a little harder to do because there's not a great deal you can do in Football Manager. You can use like real life badges and that, but I don't tend to do that just because of like copyrighting that. Although other Football Manager content creators do, but that's their choice and it works for them. Anyway, better thumbnails is something that I should do. The reason I don't use better thumbnails is A, because I can't be bothered, B, lack of skill. It would be a lot more hassle from the way I do YouTube because I like to upload in bulk, and sometimes I've got as many as 50 videos to sort details and thumbnails and that for, and it's a real pain. It would be a real pain having to make 50 individual thumbnails. I don't really relish it. It's fun making thumbnails like once in a while, but when you've got to make 50, it's really annoying, and so it helps a lot to just have the same thumbnail. It's not a good idea, but and it probably doesn't gain any viewers whatsoever, but it's just, I asked someone once what's better, this or no thumbnail, and they went for this effectively, which I agree with. Third point, more specific content. Now this is where this comes in handy, and by this I mean the schedule here. If we have a look around here, obviously my channel is predominantly a gaming channel, but in terms of gaming, I upload a wide variety. So for example, Bugs Life. This was the first ever video game I played. I revisited it in 2017 and completed it, and that's getting uploaded on the Monday along with Ultra Cake Core. What season would that have been actually? Ultra Cake Core in 2017, that would have been season 6 maybe? I feel like that would have been season 6. Anyway, Bugs Life, Ultra Cake Core. Then we've got Corona Trials the next day. That was a CTM I did with Zenger. We've got HDWGH, which stands for How Did We Get Here? That was a series I did with Dolmo. And then we've got Classification 3, which was a recorded round. So the point is, in a 2-day period, you've got Bugs Life, you've got a UHC, you've got a CTM map, which is obviously Minecraft. You got another UHC, which again is Minecraft, and you got a survival challenge. So effectively, you could argue there's 4 different types of videos there. Minecraft's such a diverse game that it's impossible to class a UHC as being similar to a CTM map, simply because a huge difference in objectives and things that are involved and all that sort of stuff, and people involved. For example, it was only Zenger and Corona Trials, whereas there was a lot more involved in Ultra Cake Core and Class. But also, it's not just Minecraft, but obviously there's the Bugs Life game. If we scroll down a bit, there's Lord of the Rings. That was the Fellowship of the Ring game that I recorded. There's Shadow of Mordor. There's Mountain Blades. There's James Tries Guns, although I think that was a Minecraft video as well. The point is, there is a wide variety of content on my channel. And my third point is more specific content. If you want to grow an audience, I think it's better to stick to a very narrow branch of content. Now, once you build up an audience, I think it's okay to kind of broaden your horizons a bit. But to begin with, you want the same people coming back to your channel, and you want them to expect what they came for, if you know what I mean. So if someone watches an exciting UHC video, you want them to come back because they enjoyed that UHC video, and you're going to make more UHC videos. That's just an example. It doesn't have to be UHC. It could be Mountain Blade. It could be Cake Core, whatever that is. It could be any of that stuff. It might not even be gaming. It might be, cooking, or maybe a certain type of cooking, or maybe it's a certain type of history, or whatever else. The point is, more specific content, I feel, is best for growing an audience. People used to say it's better to change up your content, and I think it is to an extent, but I think you still want to stick down the same sort of line. The same people that play Shadow of Mordor might not play Minecraft or Lego Star Wars. And so that's what this is demonstrating, the wide variety of content that I create that's maybe not so good in terms of retaining viewership. You know, after a series ends, people might think, well, that's it. There's nothing else for me here, and off they go. Why do I upload a wide variety of content? Again, it's simply because I want to. You know, I don't want to, be constrained to a single video. I want to document as much as possible, or certainly that's what I wanted to do back in the day. And, well, I guess I kind of managed it. In order to combat this sort of issue would be to make multiple channels, and that's my fourth point, multiple YouTube channels. You see that often. People have like a gaming channel and then a vlog channel and then like their main channel. For me, I could have 3 channels. Let's say I could have a Minecraft channel and other videos, or another video game channel, and then maybe a random videos channel. And what that does is, obviously, people will sub to whatever channel they're most interested in. They can sub to as many as they want. They can watch as many as they want. If they know what channel to go to for specific content, that'll make things easier, and I think it'll help retain viewers in the long run, because they know what to expect from what channel, and they're not all of a sudden going to get a video they're not expecting on the channel they're subbed to when they were looking for another sort of content. So multiple channels can be a good idea if you wanted to do, for example, vlogs and gaming, or vlogs and cooking, or whatever else. Vlogs and makeup, if that's your thing. Why haven't I done multiple channels? Well, back in the day I didn't see the point, because I was just mucking about, and that's pretty much the same reason today. It would be nigh on impossible for me to do another channel now, having uploaded over 5k videos. Like, my channel's known for random gaming videos. I might as well just keep going, even if it hasn't grown a huge audience. And just to clarify, I'm talking in hypotheticals here. If you offered me the chance to rewind and start again and try and grow a bigger audience with the stuff that I'm suggesting, or have things as they have been, I would, 9 times out of 10, I'd want to keep things as they have been. Because at the end of the day, 480 odd is no small number. And okay, I don't get many views, but the views that I do get, I do appreciate. And if you think about it, even a video that gets like 10, 20 viewers, I mean, that's still a significant number. I mean, think about standing in a room talking to 20 people. Like, that's a fair amount of people. Then once you get up to like the 50s, the 100s, that's when it's, the numbers get massive. I mean, sure, okay, you could say, well, 1 million is just out there, but even still, just whenever you see a view count, just imagine yourself in a room talking to that many people. That puts into perspective, I feel. Style of videos is my next point number 5. So I do a lot of LPs. Now, there's a school of thought that says LPs are a dying breed, or a dying genre, but I don't think so. It's just they're maybe not as popular as they once were. As you can see, I've got a lot of LP. Well, that's mainly UHC, but as you can see, there's a Mountain Blade LP. There's a Pantheon CTM LP, which was actually streamed. What else? Any other LPs? Skyblock LP, although that was weekly. Point is, I do a lot of LPs. LP stands for Let's Play, if you're not aware. Like, if you want to grow the biggest audience possible, I don't feel LPs are the way to go. The reason for that is because, like, you don't have to number LPs. People tend not to these days, but the thing is, if someone joins a series halfway through, they're maybe less likely to stick with it because they weren't there from the beginning. And okay, there's the potential that they might go and watch the full series, which if they do, fair play, that's less likely to happen. And so you've probably lost a viewer because they've joined at a late stage. That's why playlists are so important. I got a lot of playlists on my channel. Feel free to check them out if you want. And they contain pretty much all of my LPs, certainly after 2015, 2016, around that time, certainly after that period. It's got all my LPs, makes it easier to watch them from the beginning, but again, that's a big commitment. Sometimes individual videos go much further than 50 episode LP. That's just one example. In terms of content that definitely doesn't do well, and I will hold my hands up and say, I knew exactly what I was doing when I made this content. And here's the 2 of them now. So first one is Random PvP, second one is Go Lives. These 2 series are the epitome of terrible ideas for videos, and they should never be done. Like, these two types of videos should never have appeared on YouTube. So it just so happens they appear on the YouTube channel of the guy that's got 5,000 videos and 480 subscribers. The reason they're so terrible is A, thumbnail. We've already spoken about that. Thumbnail's the same for every single one. And second of all, the title's pretty much exactly the same. It's just Random PvP 148, Random PvP 149, 150, so on and so forth. Same with Go Lights. Football Manager Go Lights 78, Football Manager Go Lights 79. Terrible idea. It doesn't tell you anything about the video. It's just the genre of the video and then a number. Like, so what? Who cares? The most important thing in a video is to, like, draw your viewer in. Is to, like, not bait them. Well, obviously bait them, because that's the name of the game these days. But the idea is to make them interested, is to get them to click on the video, and those videos do probably the exact opposite. I'm not gonna lie, I knew exactly what I was doing when I made those series. The Random PvP one was a bit of a joke. I just thought, well, I got so much PvP content. Instead of, having to name it something different every time, let's just put it under one series and it's sorted, problem solved, it's easy to, upload and all that. So effectively, yes, I knew exactly what I was doing with that series. With the Go Light series, that's a little bit different in the sense that I could have named the video after the score and the teams that were playing in the video, but I don't really want that because I didn't want people to type in the name of the team and find my video, because it's a bit of a letdown when it's just a Football Manager video and not an actual video. So that's part of the reason I did that. Okay, I could have, started giving them titles and that, but still, terrible idea for series. Should not be done. Do not do what I did. Do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, there we go. There's a few examples of styles of videos that you should avoid, things you should maybe do. Number 6 is original content. My content's, you could argue it's original in the sense that my perspectives are unique. Every single RR perspective I have is unique to me only. My survival world is unique to me only. All my LPs are unique to my playstyle and the experiences I've had. In and of themselves, the videos aren't unique because everyone's done a survival LP. Loads of people have uploaded LPs and maps. Loads of people have uploaded a UHC recorded round perspective. So you could argue none of my videos are unique, and that's kind of what I'm getting at here, original content. So for example, there's Zoomer's Revenge. Zoomer's Revenge is a really fun game. I did an LP of it. Instead of doing an LP, you could do like a tips and tricks video, or you could do a lore video. You could do that with Skyrim, a lore video. What are the best characters to get to know? What are the best characters to deal with? That sort of thing. For Mount and Blade Warband, again, you could go into the lore, you could go into all sorts of things. I've seen a few good Warband channels where they do kind of like dramas and meme videos, and that's really funny. So the point is, original content goes a long way over just a simple LP. So that's obviously something that I don't tend to do. I will say, my Football Manager Go Light videos, or not Go Light videos, sorry, my season highlights, I'd say they're unique in the sense that a lot of people do Football Manager LPs. My LP is a little bit different in the sense I play through an entire season and then talk about it, which I think is a fun way of doing it. It's not unique. I have gained inspiration from someone I used to watch probably about 10 years ago. Obviously, I brought that forward to now when I've been playing a lot of Football Manager, but the point is, most of my content is tried and tested and isn't new on the platform of YouTube. My next point, 7th point, is catching trends. So catching trends is a good one. You might remember the YouTube channel Dream. I think it was a guy that made a bet that he would, get a 1 million+ subscriber Minecraft channel, and he managed it. And part of his success was all about catching trends. Now, I'm terrible at that. And like, for example, usually when a new Minecraft version comes out, people start messing about with the new stuff. For example, when Oceans came out, everyone was on the ocean and exploring. When 1.14 came out, it was all about the new blocks, building with them, using them, that sort of thing. For me, though, it was a bit different. I didn't really touch anything to do with the new update. I didn't really bother to try to catch trends. Most of my LPs are of old games. The Bugs Life game, that was 1998. I play Football Manager 2005, 6, 7, 8. Those games are over 10 years old. The databases are 10 years out of date. Most of the players have retired. What does BOTR stand for? Oh, Battlefront. Oh, that's Battlefront. So Battlefront, that's a game that's like 15 years old at this point. What I'm trying to say is my approach is vintage, but it's also, I don't catch trends, new games, new updates, that sort of a thing. If you want to grow an audience, what are people talking about? What are people interested in? That's the sort of thing you should be including in your videos. The latest meme, the latest chat, that sort of thing. And that, I believe, will give you a better chance of growing your channel. Again, part of the reason I don't do that sort of thing is it just doesn't interest me, like new games I'm not overly interested in. The next point I have is on video tags. I don't really have a great deal to say about that. I don't think I'm bad at tagging videos. I could probably, though, do it with a bit more diligence. I usually spend about a minute thinking about it, and then that's it. You've probably got to think about what are people searching for. Again, what are people talking about? What's the latest trends? And then apply that to your video tags, and that way you're more likely to come up in search results. My third final point is, it says making videos interesting, which is kind of a strange one, because I don't think my videos, some of my videos are probably boring, but I don't think anyone purposefully makes a video not interesting. So it's a bit counterintuitive, that point. But I guess that's just something to focus on. What are you doing at the minute? Are people going to be interested? What am I doing at the minute? I'm looking at a document that probably nobody on planet Earth gives a monkeys about, or will ever give a monkeys about. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking a wee bit about my approach to YouTube. What could I do better? Why don't I do things differently? Is that interesting? I mean, what I'm saying is probably more interesting than what I'm looking at. But again, it's the sort of thing that I'm thinking, well, Is it worth it? Maybe, maybe not. But I guess the thing is, you want to focus on each individual video and how do you make it interesting? That's the thing, how do you make your videos interesting? One way Zenger does it is, certainly in his LP videos for his survival worlds, he has lots of cuts, which some people have spoken against, but that's Zenger's way of cutting out uninteresting things and, keeping to the point and keeping things condensed, which is, fine. That's a good way of doing it. It's not exactly how I do it, but again, I wouldn't say there's a right way to make things interesting. You just have to do whatever you feel is right. RR perspectives are often highlighted. I don't tend to do that. I don't think I've ever done that before. Anyway, yeah, making videos interesting. Penultimate point is less backlogging. Now, this is where this comes up again. As you can see, 21st of June 2020, although it's the 25th today. If we scroll forward, the latest or the furthest ahead I have a video scheduled for is this one. Skyrim episode 220, and it comes out on the 9th of January 2022. That is almost 18 months into the future. I have a video scheduled for. Why is backlogging backlogging isn't a bad idea, but excessive backlogging is a terrible idea. Worst case scenario, Skyrim is found out to be a terrible game. There's loads of lawsuits, the developers are jailed or worse, and everyone hates Skyrim, and then 18 months later Skyrim video comes out, and yeah, that's a bit awkward. Admittedly, you could probably see it coming because I'm uploading Skyrim like twice a week at this point, but things can change a lot. Skyrim might completely die in the next 18 months. You don't know that. You don't know what's going to happen in 18 months. That's why scheduling a video that far in advance is a terrible idea. Like, scheduling something 2 weeks in advance is fine. Even a month in advance. What's the furthest ahead? Probably a month, you would think. A month's probably the furthest ahead you should probably do it, but scheduling stuff 18 months in advance is a terrible idea. In fact, you know what? Let's schedule this video. I was planning on putting up on the 1st of January 2022. Let's do that. So what are we calling this? Things I don't do. Yeah, that's a nice clickbaity title. That's not one of my points, incidentally. Clickbaity titles, but that's something to think about. What are you titling your videos? Although, no, we kind of have already spoken about that. Anyway, yeah, so this will be hopefully coming out on the 1st of, if you're watching this, Happy New Year, although it feels a wee bit weird saying that given the fact that it's not even been Happy New Year for 2021 yet. But yeah, backlogging, terrible idea. Stuff can change a lot. Elements of your commentary might be like not relevant anymore. For example, this is 2021. I've uploaded a Football Manager series called James's Euro Journey surrounding the European Championships, which didn't happen in 2020. And my point of highlighting this is a large part of this video is talking about the coronavirus, which, all going well, will have gone, or not gone, but it won't be as big of a deal in June of 2021. And so the fact that I'm alluding to it a year on means that people are probably less likely to kind of grasp that side or connect with that side in my commentary. So that's another reason why backlogging isn't such a good idea. Also, I feel like it's psychological as well. Like, if you're making a lot of videos far in advance, if that's your aim, then maybe your effort is more quantity over quality, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Instead of focusing on the next video and making it as good as you can do, you're focusing on the next 365 videos and you're making them as quickly as you can. So there's that side of things too, which is why excessive backlogging is probably not a good idea. Again, a week in advance, 2 weeks in advance, pretty good idea. Maybe a month in advance, but 18 months in advance, don't do it. Don't try it. And the final point I want to make is more time taken in production. And again, that kind of goes back to what I was saying just there about quantity over quality. Instead of rushing to get an entire series out as quickly as possible, focus on each video of the series. Or maybe scrap the series at all and just do individual videos on that game on different parts, different levels or whatever else. So yeah, basically my approach is pretty simple. I decide what game I want to play, I record it, I edit it, I upload it, and that's it. That's basically as far as it goes. Obviously, that approach to YouTube, well, it can be successful. I'm not going to deny there are probably a lot of good LPers out there who have good channels and that. I could be doing things a lot better. Just to point out, even if I did do things a lot better, there's no guarantee that the results would be as I'm predicting here. What I'm basically saying is, if I did all the stuff that I've basically spoken about, then I think I've got a better chance of growing a YouTube audience. But because I don't do those things, that's going to hamper my growth. That's basically what I'm saying. But as I said at the very beginning, X plus Y doesn't equal exactly what you expect. So that's probably worth keeping in mind. And if you're just starting out in YouTube, or if you're thinking about it, it's probably worth keeping these things in mind going forward. But again, it's all about experience. The more you do it, the more you're going to figure out what works for you, what kind of schedule works, what videos work, what type of recording works, and obviously you'll gain more experience in making things interesting. You'll gain a better understanding of what equipment you need to make your videos, what software, what hardware. And I can say, my videos have got better in terms of quality and things like that. But again, there's still more that could be done that I don't do, partly because I'm too far down the path, and forever will it dominate my destiny. Anyway, that will do it. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Again, if you're watching on New Year, Happy New Year. But that's again, that feels a bit weird saying that 18 months in advance. All the best. Bye for now.